down the stairs. And Alex just kind of nods and walks up to the door and says, are you ready then?
I guess. Let's do this.
She smiles, opens the door, and you guys enter into a not quite as large as the temple downstairs, but still fairly decent sized room that, again, is lined with bookshelves.
I think I like this place a lot.
There is
You're all nerds.
There's a stone, I suppose, altar, almost. Pedestal altar, somewhere between those, in the center of the room. And a candle sitting on it, slightly flickering. Not arcane, just regular candle. And there are, again, wooden tables similar to downstairs up in this room. And you see, now standing from one of the wooden tables, a elven man. Long blonde hair pulled loosely back. He looks young, but at the same time, he's an elf. And you guys know for the most that you can't really judge an elf by their looks as far as age goes.
Judge an elf by its cover.
Yeah, Neris is a perfectly good example of that.
But he is wearing similar light blue robes to the people downstairs and a similar... Well, actually, no. He doesn't have the teal sash, however. He has a... somewhere between magenta and dark pink sash, and a bit on the top of his robe also appears to be dark pink, which... I'll give it to you guys. From previous experiences, pink does seem to be a color that also symbolizes with Mishra.
Okay.
Just being through Zalazu, you guys have... I'd give you a common color theme, at least in a lot of like the soldiers, seems to be the light blue, and pink seems to be a color that definitely shows up often on the clerics of Mishra.
Okay.
So that's something that stands out. But he looks at you guys, and just a very calm smile crosses his face, and he just kind of gives a slight bow and kind of waves you into the room. He says, welcome.
Hi.
You see Alex, by the way, is just sort of bowing her head. Sarah walks into the room and immediately bows. Which he just, like, kind of chuckles to himself and waves it off.
Neris is also just bowing in this really awkward fashion.
Looking at their example almost as a curtsy.
I've come to get help. I just look at Alex, slightly pleadingly.
Alex kind of reaches down and just pats your shoulder a little bit, and she looks back up to him and says, my friend here, she's been bitten by a werewolf, unfortunately. She's been cursed. She's fairly far in that process. We need a high restoration to remove it from her. We were hoping you would be able to help. He just kind of looks you over for a moment. Still very calm, very, very peaceful energy coming from this guy. And he just kind of slowly nods and says, I'm sorry to hear that. I have never performed this on someone with this particular curse, but I can certainly do this for you. Should be simple enough. Theoretically, at least. Are these your friends?
Yes. This is Alice and this is Neris. I think they were quite interested in the library downstairs. Are the books free to read?
He kind of laughs a bit again to himself and looks over Neris and looks over at you, Alice. Make persuasion checks.
Oh no.
Should I make a persuasion check because I was the one talking to him, or is that?
Nah.
Actually,
just him kind of gauging them.
I'm more just like 3. I more just wanted to talk to you. Nurse just stares at the floor. She hasn't come up from her bow at all. This is awkward. She doesn't know what's going on. She's just.
I think. Sorry. I just walk over to Neris and I sort of push her upwards a little bit. I think Neris was interested in reading about gods. Or finding out about them.
You can see he's still smiling at you guys. He kind of chuckles a bit and says, you all seem very nervous. You should try to relax a bit. You're safe here. You're welcome. No one here will harm you. As for the books, as long as you're respectful, you return them to their proper place. You do not remove them from this temple. Do not damage them in any way. As long as you follow these rules, you are free to read as much as you please. We welcome all knowledge seekers here.
Thank you very much.
I pat Neris on the side and I say, "They, see, that's fine."
And do you have books about the other gods?
We have books about many things here. Many gods, many stories, legends, spells. Can think of it. We most likely have information about it.
I kind of, for a moment, plant my hand on Jenny's shoulder, kind of reassuringly, and then kind of just grab Neris's hand, bow to the cleric again, just like, thank you very much.
I still want to talk to him when Jenny is healed.
Neris is dragged out of the room, going, ah.
Alice, are you dragging her out?
Yeah,
not really dragging out, but kind of like pulling on her hand a little bit, like we should probably go.
As that's happening, he kind of raises his hand slightly towards the two of you and says, before you get too excited, on to more pressing matters, your friend here, I don't know exactly if either of you have anything or any ways to assist her, but the ritual is a bit complicated. If you have
I can
any way to support her,
I can try.
I don't understand.
I think you might need to explain it.
He smiles still and nods and is like, again, I have never performed this myself on someone with this particular curse, but I have heard stories, I've read about other experiences, and from my knowledge, once the spell is cast on you, you will fall into a trance. In that time, it will be up to you to resist Malar, the deity I am aware of that is behind this particular curse.
My eyes go a bit huge.
He is persistent, but my spell will aid you in resisting him and removing this curse. However, anything that your friends may be able to do to help you as well is welcome. I have heard stories that so much as having a friend, someone close to you, holding your hand during this trance or hearing their voice during your trance can assist. Or any spells that they may be able to cast to help you in some way.
I
Jenny, do you still have that wolfsbane, right?
I don't think so. I think we. Oh,
I
maybe I
do.
do.
You had one use worth of wolfsbane left.
Maybe.
I scatter about.
Mr. Oh, sorry. What was your name?
He pauses for a moment and then smiles a bit sheepishly as he takes a slight bow and says, "Forgive me. I am High Cleric Erdan."
Go with him somewhere.
Hi, cleric. I'm seeking a cure because. Well, the curse seemed to take me over a lot faster than I expected, and I'm scared that I don't know if I can. I don't know. I'm scared, and I just. If we do this, if I go into this trance, can you be sure that if I can't fight it off, that you'll be able to stop me if things get bad? Will it be safe? And not just for me, for everyone. I don't want to.
As you're saying all of this, he starts walking towards you very calmly still and just smiling very, very peacefully at you. And he just walks forward, kneeling before you. He places both of his hands on your shoulders and just looks directly at you and very, very reassuringly says, "I promise you, we'll be fine. The spell will remove the curse. The trance is only to determine how well the spell does. If you are unable to fight back Malar fully through this trance, we can try again. Through this process, this curse will not be made worse. It can only be made better.
Okay.
You will be fine. You will not be injured. You will not injure anyone."
I clutch the sort of pouch of herbs. I don't know how much you know about the. We were talking to someone who knows a lot about it, and well, it has these stages, and the stages are indicated by these dreams, and
And you have had the second dream.
yeah, but It's horrible. It's... You, I don't want to do to anyone what I did in that dream.
He, still holding your shoulders, kind of tugs you forward just slightly, almost to just get your attention. And still looking at you, still very peaceful. He says, if you do not want to harm anyone, as that dream indicated, then don't. Those dreams are Millar's attempt to corrupt you, to scare you, to pull you into darker thoughts, a darker place where you will give into what he feeds off of. He is an evil deity of bloodlust, of savage behavior. Do not give in to that, and you will resist him.
Okay. Right. Okay.
He kind of nods and releases you, stepping away. And he walks over to the stone platform, moving the candle off of it, and then sort of just motions towards it and says, when you're ready, step forward. You will need to lay on the platform. When I cast the spell, you will go into the trance. Again, if any of your friends have anything they would like to do to assist you, it would be best to do that before the spell is actually cast.
I scatter around my bag to hand her over the rest of the incense.
Thanks. I sort of squeeze Alice's hand a little bit. And then I squeeze
You'll be fine.
Neris's hand. Then I squeeze Alex's hand. Then I sort of walk up to this platform.
When you squeeze Alex's hand, you feel a rush of warm, divine energy just pulse through your entire body.
I don't
She just kind
nod
of
at her.
nods down at you.
Okay.
I look at Alex. I think she could use your voice.
Alex looks a little confused, but nods and
Supporting
steps
her.
over to the platform, just to stay nearby.
I don't.
And I get off on the platform and I'm gonna just sit there cross-legged for a moment.
I don't know how to help. I don't.
Neris,
Yeah.
come here.
And I walk over.
I'm pulling a really big hug. And I say, you always help.
Oh.
Cause we're sappy.
And sort of looks over at this little exchange and smiles and says, sometimes just being nearby is all the help that is needed.
And I'm gonna sit there cross-legged and I'm gonna pull my piccolo out and I'm gonna
kind of look at her and I go, don't be afraid of the moon. It's not the moon's fault. And I back away, back to join the others.
I'm gonna sort of play a little tune to encourage myself on my piccolo.
Is it possible for us to read in this room or nearby?
Be in the
Outside
room?
door?
I play
In the
really
room,
well.
outside?
I rolled a 20.
You can remain in the room. Jenny, you play a beautiful tune. So beautiful.
So beautiful. Oh, my piccolo. And then I nod to myself like all is now right with the world because I played my piccolo well. And then I put it down and I lie down. Are we
Alright.
going to finish shortly? I just
It's up to you.
Since Austin isn't, or since Shay isn't even here, since Norn isn't here, can we finish the ritual tonight and then call it good?
We can finish the ritual if you would like.
I'm still here.
Okay.
Well,
No,
yeah,
like,
but
you're not.
Norn is not.
Yeah, I know.
So if you have to leave before we finish the ritual,
Say, Dottie, this is all on you. Because this is 100% you right now.
I know. I feel really guilty. I've taken over the entire game.
no, it's just your
Fun
character.
story, man. I like how this is gone.
I mean,
And
at
I'm
one
so
point, I'm gonna drag you
selfish.
guys all back into the forest, and we're gonna spend a decent amount of time exploring that dang ruin.
Oh yeah.
And then it's gonna be all about me. This is all about you. You're
Okay.
good. Everybody has their own
no.
character arcs.
How long do you think it will take to get through the ritual stuff? Is it?
Maybe a half hour, maybe a bit longer. Depends.
Would anyone mind if we just put it off to next time because
You're nervous.
I'm nervous, but I have my friend Ali here, and I haven't seen her for a while, so I feel a bit a while.
I mean,
like a year.
I'll just let you know this is it's gonna be tough. It's gonna hurt you a bit.
Oh God.
Soren, what do you think? Do you be massively disappointed if we'd stopped at this point?
I don't care either way. I just thought it would be nice to kind of get it over with, but
I would
don't care either
like
way.
to get it over with, but I would also like to be able to do it when I can really completely concentrate on it. I think.
That's a good
You
point.
could always roll the dice.
even we say on we go.
We could always roll a dice. Okay, so we roll a dice to decide whether we can finish the ritual or not. I'm
Go for it.
gonna get my friend Ali to roll a dice. Okay, so just outside the door there is a bag with lots of pretty buttons all over it, like button badges.
You
And
better roll good, Ali.
underneath the machine is a load of dice in sort of various boxes. There's one which has like a Mario thing on it. That'll do, yeah, that'll do. Okay, which dice do we want to roll?
Roll a d20.
Roll a
That's an
d20.
important dice.
It's mostly paper. This is the only electric bit there. Okay, now this is a d20. It is a 20-sided dice.
I know what a d20 is. I have one at home.
Oh, good, excellent. That is a
Mine's sparkly and blue, different colour blue.
yeah. So if you would like to roll the dice, call evens or odds.
It was evens we
stay,
stay, odds we
go.
stop.
It's a 10, so that's a stay.
Alright. Time to destroy.
Sorry, Annie.
Yeah, but we got Ali
I might
to
cry.
participate.
Just to warn you in advance, Ali, I might cry at this point because we're going
Probably.
to do the ritual to see if we can stop me from being a werewolf, and that's going to involve fighting Malor, and he's nasty, so I might cry.
D&D, it affects you in real life too.
That thing.
So, Jenny,
Ugh.
you lay down on the platform and Erdan raises his hands and you can see just a very light divine glow coming from him. And he places his hands over you and immediately you feel tired. Your eyes are heavy and just within seconds, you fall asleep.
Okay.
You're in darkness.
Okay. Let's do this.
I need to open my file.
It's
There it is!
kind of always worrying when you have a file to open.
You wake up. You are now standing in the center of Merzala.
Okay.
It is about dusk. The sun is setting. The moon is not out yet. You stand in the center of this town that you're barely familiar with, but you're surrounded by familiar faces. You can see all of your friends. Neris, Alex, Alice, Norn, everybody is just standing around you in a circle.
Oh, jeez.
Behind them,
I should have been nattering at you about all my fears all this week.
behind them, you see other people that you have met. You see your foster parents. You see just people you've met through your travels, longtime friends, childhood friends. You see everyone you've ever really known, and they are all standing, surrounding you, staring at you, smiling.
Hey,
In the
guys,
distance.
This is creepy.
In the distance, you hear voices. Not coming from anyone you can see, none of their mouths are moving, but you hear distant voices shouting out. Just shouting, monster, murderer, beast. These voices are familiar, but not. You feel like you know them, but you can't really place who the voices belong to. And they just continue shouting these words, monster, beast, creature, murderer.
Okay.
For the first time in any of these dreams, you have control of yourself. You have movement, you have an action, you have a bonus action. What would you like to do, if anything?
Do I have any of my musical instruments with me?
You have everything on you that you own, that you have ever owned. It's as if you have a bag of holding in your pockets, and just the thought of something ever in your life that's not living, you can pull out of your pockets at will.
Okay, so I want to pull out of my pockets a fiddle, and it's not the fiddle that I currently use, but one that's older and more precious to me in a way, because I left it behind because I didn't want it to get damaged or lost on my travels, because it's one I've had since I was very little, and it's kind of precious to me, and it's got a really nice sound because it's an old instrument and it's been sort of well made. I pull that out, and I want to play as beautifully as I can, which I'm gonna roll horribly now. You just watch.
Roll a performance check.
That's good. It's okay.
You pull out your fiddle and just almost ignoring the situation before you, you play this beautiful tune that just echoes out. However, the voices still become louder and almost shouting over the sound, and you see everyone around you begin stepping closer to you. You can do something else. You have another round of actions if you choose to use them.
Okay. I want to sit down on the floor, cross-legged, and continue playing.
Okay. You do so, and again, the people just continue walking towards you as the voices just shouting out now, monster, murderer, beast.
And I'm gonna just
Step up to you. They are about 2 feet away from you as you see the glint of steel appear. In each of their hands, you see very familiar weapons. Alex holding her halberd. Neris with her twin swords, Norn with his swords, Alice holding a dagger. They're still staring down at you, still smiling peacefully. You have one more action or movement.
I'm gonna look at them all and I'm gonna say as calmly as I know how, "You're not real." And then I'm gonna turn to the sky and I'm gonna shout, "If you want me, Malar, come and face me directly."
Roll a charisma check.
Just a straight charisma.
Yeah.
It's gonna be good. No, it's not.
Technically it is, because Kyrian cast Foresight on you, so you have advantage.
Oh man, I didn't realize that.
He's so nice.
He's so nice.
So you say this, and your eyes drift back down to your friends. They're still staring directly into your eyes, the voices shouting in the distance. In a split second, they raise their weapons up above your head, and all of them instantly turn around, backs facing you, as they all take up defensive positions, protecting you against whatever these voices may be. In that moment, a bright flash of light just assaults your vision, and you clench your eyes shut. As you reopen them, you're in complete darkness.
Oh shit, I have a map. This is exciting.
You can see literally nothing. You've been outside before when there's been no moon in the sky, no stars, and even then, there was some form of light. But right now, you are in pitch blackness.
Okay.
You reach down, you can feel the ground. It feels like grass. It feels like dirt. You feel a light breeze brush against you. And you can hear a very slight rustling of leaves. But still you see nothing. And then you hear a very distant, chuckling laugh. Out of the darkness, you see a familiar form. A dark-skinned, elven man with long white hair, dark leather armors, dark red cloak, a hand crossbow in one hand and a short sword in the other, just appear in front of you as if creating light all of his own, yet everything around him is still pitch black. He looks directly at you, a very visible scar still visible on his neck. You can see his lips curl up into a twisted smile. And then almost as instantly, he disappears.
Okay. Why is there a turn order?
Roll initiative.
Okay. Oh, I select my token. Select token. Make happen.
Alrighty. You hear a distant laughter coming from the darkness as a familiar voice shouts out, "You should have made sure I was dead." And in that moment, a crossbow bolt comes zooming out of the darkness, piercing into your chest. For some damage, for 4 points of piercing damage.
4 points. I actually take damage.
You take 4 points of piercing damage.
Well, shit. Okay, I sort of shout out, for what it's worth, I'm sorry I killed you. And
Just hear a distant laugh.
I'm gonna focus in on myself and I'm gonna say, he wants me to fight. That's what the High Cleric said. So I'm not going to. Not going to. I'm gonna sit down again.
Alright. You get another crossbow bolt. Shoots into your left shoulder from the back for 2 more points of piercing damage. You just hear him shout out, "You're brave enough to slit my throat. Fight me!"
Call out. I wasn't brave that day. And I think the real you would know that.
Staying on the ground.
I'm sitting on the ground.
Alright. You feel a sword pierce through your back and out your chest. 6 points of piercing damage as the drow leans in behind you into your ear. You don't fight me now. I will kill you. And unlike you, I'll make sure you never come back. And the sword is removed.
I will not be afraid of death.
Still do nothing?
I'm still doing nothing. Hope I'm making the right decision here.
Alright. How much health do you have left?
21 out of 33.
Alrighty. Oops. You feel a crossbow bolt shoot through, completely through your right shoulder now, exiting out the front for 6 more points of damage. Just shouts out again, "Coward! Fight me!"
I'm gonna turn to face him. And look him. Can I see him if I turn?
No. It's in pitch blackness. You do not see him.
Okay, so I'm gonna close my eyes and I'm gonna shout out, fighting is not synonymous with bravery. Any bard would tell you that.
Is that it?
That's it.
Alright.
Sitting here and letting him slowly kill me.
He staring forward, you suddenly see him reappear directly in front of you, glaring deathly at you. His hand crossbow is now missing as he holds up 2 long short swords. That makes no sense. 2 short swords. And he just stares at you and very threateningly raises his swords and says, "If you will not fight me, then you will die." And he slices across your neck with both swords for about 6 more points of damage. A large gash appearing across your neck as blood starts pouring out.
Okay.
You can see him now, as he does not seem to disappear this time.
I look him straight in the eye.
Which, by the way, you do feel all of this.
I know. I'm feeling it. Ouch. But I look him in the eye and I say, I pity you. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I killed you in fear. I'm not afraid of you anymore. And I don't know that I've ever really been afraid of dying, as you seem to be. So do it, if you must.
Roll persuasion check.
I have good persuasion, very good persuasion. Da 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 da.
As you say that, he stares back at you, anger just erupting in his face. He raises his sword and moves to pierce it through your skull. And as the sword moves forward, a bright flash of white light erupts in the room, illuminating everything. And you see before you this dark elf. This white light just passes through him, and it's as if this shadowy, demonic figure is ripped out of his back. The figure just howls out in pain as the dark elf himself just fades away.
Ooh, ouch.
The light fades, and you're still in darkness. But you're not alone. You don't feel alone. Something else is with you. You're not sure what. But you feel safe. You hear a very peaceful sounding voice echo out from the darkness and ask you, "Why did you do that? Why not kill him?"
I guess, in part, a penance for what I did. It was an act of stupidity and fear, and I shouldn't have done it. I should never have done it. And in part because when we met him on the field of battle, he was not a big and scary enemy. He was... I felt sorry for him. He was under the power of someone crueler than he was himself. And I could see no way for him to escape that grasp. I'm a fool, all bards are somewhat, but that I believe I can learn, and I believe I have learned, and I don't think he was. I don't think killing him would have been a sensible thing to do. It's not certainly not a brave thing to do. Courage is not based merely around strength of arms.
You hear the voice once more speak out. So very calmly, very beautifully. As you've changed. I was asked to look after you, and changed a bit. You were afraid of him, you were afraid of those like him. Understand a bit better now. I hope you understand now that they are not all the same. Some are lost, need help. I hope you've learned. You are an interesting one. I will continue after you. I hope you continue to learn. And with that, you wake up. You are back in the temple. Alex standing beside you. The High Cleric also standing there. Alice in the corner reading a book. And Neris, I'm assuming somewhere standing there.
Do I still feel all of the wounds?
No.
So I'm back up to full hit points.
You feel no wounds. You look down immediately. There's no blood. There are no wounds. There are no scars. There's no pain.
Well, that was I don't know what that was.
Ginny, are you okay? I got up and rushed over to her.
That was a lady's voice in the dark.
When you say that, the High Cleric kind of leans forward a bit and says, "Did she say who she was, by chance?" You can see he looks a little nervous suddenly, compared to the calm behavior he had when you first met him.
No, it was strange. She asked me why I didn't fight. I didn't. There was this person that we met on our travels. I was afraid and I did something stupid, and he came and was attacking me, but I didn't fight back, and just when he disappeared, and then there was this lady, and she asked me why I didn't fight back, and I answered, and then she said she'd been asked to watch over me, and she was going to keep watching over me. I don't have any goddesses.
He kind of chuckles a bit nervously as you say that and says, well, congratulations. I'm not sure who that was, but I can certainly tell you that there very much was a presence here that was not Azuth, that was not Mistra. I know them well. I know their energy well. I'm not sure who that was, but a being of great energy came to you. I cannot tell you why, and I pray that they are a good deity, but someone's clearly looking out for you.
I never asked to be an object of interest to goddesses. That's I don't understand. I'm just Am I cured? I don't know.
He smiles and nods. His curse is completely gone. This I can promise you.
Thank you.
I hug Jenny tightly.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I might need to get a little bit drunk now.
As you say that, Alex, who has been standing behind you this whole time, just starts laughing. Like, just uncontrollable laughter.
And I guess that's it.
Erden